is a Goblin. It cost me 10 whole pounds and it's quite ugly, as you can see. It is a Goblin 1000, I think Omni, I'm not too sure. Definitely a 1980s machine. Yeah, I paid a tenner for this recently. I've always been slightly interested in them. They are very, very ugly. This one is a little bit broken, but it is here. We're going to take a look, see what we can bodge, see if we can fix anything, and find out how well this 1980s massive vacuum cleaner works. Let's have a look. Yes, hello, my vacuum cleaner and Goblin chums. How are you today? Yes, this is a very odd design of machine. Probably what came just before the Rio and then all of the other design language machines that followed in the mid to late 80s and into the 90s. So I guess this must be an early 80s, perhaps even late 70s designed machine. What do we have? Well, we have all of this. It's complete enough. We have the hose with a nice little locking tab on the end, swivel connection on one end of the hose. I think it should be both ends, but this one isn't swiveling quite so much. The hose is just undoing. We have ourselves a twisty suction relief valve and quite a nice length of hose. I do think these are 35mm tools. We have two wands. Mine are completely stuck together. May try and get them off. I don't know. But then we have this very nice 2-pedal floor head with grey pedals. I think this is the proper floor head that should come with this. Having watched Mr. Ibasiak's video, his did seem to have the same. Very good condition brushes too. Shame about the carpet grease all over what used to be the lint strips, but you can't have it all. Definitely can't have it all with this machine because it is a little bit damaged, sadly. We'll start off with the obvious. The cord reel there's nothing in there. The cable is solidly jammed, so we're going to try and have a look at that in a bit. Otherwise, we have the on-off switch, we have a bag full indicator, then we have this button here, which pops down the front. No automatic way of doing it, it's just how it works. And this one has already been HEPA flow modded, which is excellent news. Nothing wrong with a nice HEPA flow mod. And in here we have a bag collar, very nice, and 2 rear wheels, which we'll come on to in a second. Otherwise, this thing is just pretty filthy, but it's all there. Nice inner cloth bag here, and I do see some bits and pieces in there. There is what looks like a filter cage in here, although just put that there we go. We have a pre-motor filter cage, although there is no pre-motor filter, and 2 screws, although nothing else. I'm worried about how to get into this thing. So yes, nice filthy inner bag. We'll probably have to give that a clean in a minute. I'll leave that little filter cage out. We'll pop our mildly used but still very decent Miele bag onto here. Tuck the folds in, click it back together, and yeah, look underneath. There isn't a ratings plate that I have found yet, so this is underneath. I'm guessing the machine splits somehow, but I haven't found quite how yet, although I think I may have guessed. If we look at the back of the machine, sadly mine is broken. This wheel actually would pop back on well. This wheel is sadly completely broken, and one side would pop on, but the other side is snapped, sadly, so bit of a bummer. And I'm also wondering, although we might have to get a torch to find out, if those holes are how we get into the thing. But we'll worry about getting into the thing in a minute. Oh look, there is the little bump stop for the cable, as it were. So if this thing was working, it would be fine. We have a very nice plain, but it's made by Delta. Where is it? There's the Delta logo. Yeah, little Delta plug non-shielded, so potentially quite old. Let's plug this in first before we go and take it apart and see if anything could be done about that cable and see how well it runs. It's got some very nice airflow to it. Let's click the hose on. Motor is a little bit dodgy perhaps, but that runs very well. Let's just vacuum the floor in case when we take it apart it never goes back together again. Oh yeah! That's got some good airflow to it. Thoroughly powerful thing that is currently almost impossible to drag along, because annoyingly the two wheels that have actually broken are the two that actually make the thing roll around. The two top ones are, I don't quite know why it had pointless wheels on. I guess you could scoot it around when it was up, but yeah, currently it's a bit of a pain. Right, let's see if we can work out how to open this thing up. Right, so let's see how this works. If I undo these two screws here, these two bumpers come off. Cool, you can see how faded this machine is. Ah, yes. Then it separates, although what separates from who, I do not know. Ah, everything separates from everything. And here is our cord wheel, which has a big, hateful, horrible spring on the end, and probably isn't going to be fixable. Especially given how it's not moving already. Yeah, sadly, I don't think we're going to fix this machine and its cord reel issue. There's the inside of the thing, but there is our big, oh, it's an Electrolux motor. Hello. That is very much an Electrolux motor, so yes. Very interesting. Oh, an Electrolux switch as well, I see. So this machine is probably some sort of knockdown kit type job. Look at this then. No. If we remove this and this screw here, yes, there we go. There's the back of our bag. Right, so the whole machine, and the bits that really we're interested in are here. That's a very nice compact sub-assembly. Flipping shame that I don't even know how we would go about retensioning this. I'm tempted to almost wind it up and see if it comes back to life. What should we do? It's not. It's not coming back to life at all, sadly. Yeah, let it go. I see. So that is the end of it. So if we wind it back up, that's the problem there. You can't really put the tension back into it. It can only wind itself on. I think the best I can do is wind it on a lot, see if it comes back to life, because there's an awful lot on this side, and none on this side. I'm going to put my glasses on though, just to see. And look, there's a lovely purple cable sat in there. How random. Well, we're still no further forward. In fact, we're further backwards because I just snapped the end tab off of the cord rewind spring. So this side, it's now completely disarmed. The spring is now disconnected from here. And it looks like somebody's had trouble before. All of that is just broken out of the cord reel. Bits of plastic have just been falling out. So even if we did get it, working is possibly a strong word, reading up the flex, it's still got its problems. Now that I've broken that little bit of plastic, annoyingly, I'm wondering if the best thing I can do is to take this spring here, and then it needs to go through here, but without either breaking or taking my finger with it. There we go. And then, in theory, I'm not going to look at it. We're going to look at it through the camera because it's got to get a good few rolls on it first before I trust anything about it. It is taking a cable, although these things are now not working. Why are you not working? Oh, problem is, I think this is going the wrong way, but we can't really make it go. Let's make that ping off. Oh, it's not going to ping off now. So yeah, this is why I hate cord reels. This needs the cable by putting upwards on itself to lock the thing into place. If it's putting them down, it doesn't have anything. Or I just set it like the Electrolux it's based off of. That's just got a pull cord rewind, and then we might actually have some cord rewind. Not too sure, but I think that's definitely almost how it should be. Let me keep thinking. I don't wish to tempt fate, but I think this is done. What I actually realised was the cable was on the wrong way round, and now I had to spool the cable on, and then I wound a couple of turns onto the big spring. And now if I put it out and then push the button, it retracts. And we're not putting it out far. We're going to wait for it to be back in the machine, because then if it explodes into a ton of pieces, at least it'll explode into a ton of pieces in here and not all in my face. So who knows, actually, we may have gotten this cord rewind working. Problem is, it's not going to be quite as simple, I don't think, to fix, well, both of one of these wheels will be fine, but to fix both of these wheels, because I mean, I can fit that on there. What I am wondering is if I get some sort of hot nail, heat up a pin or a nail really hot and put it in there. Although that is holding, this one does work. So I guess if we're careful, but probably when the machine, when the machine's on the floor, that's when this comes out. So I think we'll take that off, although maybe with one it'll be a little bit better. And now I can feed this cable through. Yeah, there's just bits of plastic everywhere. This machine is certainly never going to be a minter, sadly. We can feed that through there, and I guess drop this down onto here. Yeah. Oh, it is theoretically working. So we'll pop this back into here. I took off the little cable grommet because that would have got in the way. And then I'm going to put the plug back on, put the machine back together, and then it might work a little bit nicer now that its cable retracts. And with the plug fitted, we can perhaps a bit more bravely try it. Ooh, yeah. I don't even care if it's a little bit slow, a little bit iffy, and doesn't quite go in all the way. That will do. Right, since we got the sides off, I'm not going to get round to this straight away. I was hoping to do this to fix that cord reel, so the whole thing would be a lot easier to store. But since it is off, I'm going to give everything just a nice wipe down, really. This machine has been sat around various places, I'm sure. It looks like it has been cleaned once upon a time. We're going to give it a good wipe down now. before I give it a full strip down one day, and then we'll try vacuuming again. And with a good wipe down, I vacuumed out this inner bag just because it was a bit yucky. The bag fell off on us, so I am fitting a brand new Miele cotton pattern horrible bag. So we can now withdraw some of our flex. I don't think I'm going to pull the whole thing out. I do not trust it, and I'm quite looking forward to being able to store the thing without the cable wrapped around it. And yeah, hopefully now. More airflow. Oh yeah. What good fun. Well, what a beast of an Electrolux, Goblin, sorry. It's got such good airflow. We do need to get a turbo head down for the after video. Like what? Might be able to fix that mild wind down noise, and oh, the best thing is, although I'm still untangling the cable. Oh yes, full chord rewind working once more. All we're really missing is some tools, but I know I've got a very nice 35mm dusting brush and a very nice 35mm crevice tool somewhere, and that's all I really like. I don't really use upholstery tools, so it's not too bad. Just got to think of and fix for this rear wheel, sadly, which does make, well, no, really, it's got 3 wheels now, so it's, oh no, it's back to 2. Yeah, the whatever the clip is on this other wheel, it's not broken, but it's so worn down. Look, you see, I cleaned one side and not the other. Yeah, it's so worn down that sadly, whatever fix I do to one side is going to have to be done to this side. It's probably going to involve, oh, actually, I guess I could drill. I'm just thinking out loud here. Where's the other one? How much clearance have we got? I could possibly drill a very small hole and come in above there, but then I would worry about how much that's just going to rip itself out. Might have to be ugly, or I get some big staples and heat them either side. That might be the way to go. Because yeah, if it was the top one, I wouldn't care as much. Although now that these are working, we can roll the thing around. I guess, I see. You're supposed to put it by its hose. I bet you it doesn't like that very much. What an odd design. Shame that they use different colour plastic for this top bit and this front bit than the rest of the body, because it would almost look quite nice in this cream. It is supposed to be this colour. Not going to lie, it's probably never going to be retro brighted. It is working quite nicely as it is. So yeah, what an interesting machine that we have managed to fix. What do you think? Have you ever had one? If you remember them being sold, when were they sold? I'm going to stick with my early 1980s assumptions, and yeah, we shall hopefully see this thing working beautifully and smelling lovely, having 0 carbon dust in it once more. So until the next exciting Goblin video, I and this 1000 will see you soon. Bye bye.